and we are with our new setup. The program's worked. I can't believe it. Yesterday in the live streams, it was a pain in the neck. Proverbially, really was a pain in the neck. But we have managed to get it working. Put the YouTube one there so I can just keep an eye on that. So what do we have? And why am I covering Portsmouth when I'm obviously a Rotherham fan? Well, I'm a Rotherham fan who lives in Portsmouth, so absolutely have to cover the Portsmouth game. I want to go through, it is quite early, 34. I want to go through yesterday's results because yesterday was absolutely amazing. There are some games plenty of games I really didn't expect to go the way they did. Leeds Burnley. Leeds were really quite good yesterday, and Burnley were on the back foot for quite a big part of it. And near the end, they were putting every man and his dog behind the ball to try and keep the put the microphone in a better place to try and keep the Leeds players from getting into the box. And you're thinking, hell, how on earth have they kept Leeds out for so bloody long? And they managed to do it. I mean, fair play to Burnley. They really did a good job on Leeds. Millwall losing at home to Luton as well. That was another one that I didn't see. Luton have been I think they've been more unlucky in who they've played. But Millwall have been really good. And I've been really quite impressed with Millwall. But when push comes to shove, they managed to play. I think they still managed to play decent football. It's just that they almost sort of matched each other all the way through. I mean, I don't know what the stats were saying, but yeah, it was very, very, very even for me. Total shots 11 to Millwall, 10 to Luton. What's the possession? 52% to Millwall, 49 to Luton. It was actually really even, and I really couldn't see. I couldn't see Millwall sort of giving up the home advantage so easy, because they've been this season so far. They've shown a sign that they haven't had for two seasons, which is playing good at home. Before it used to be the den. Oh my God, we're going to lose. Oxford winning at Stoke. I did see that. I really did think Oxford could win it, but I actually went for a draw because Stoke City have got a good defence, and although so far this year it's been a little bit rocky, and again it's been rocky again. So and there was a couple of points in Stoke in that where Stoke City's goalkeeper actually gave it to the Oxford player in the middle of the box, and if it wasn't for the defenders, they would have been another goal down, a goal or two down, and it was goalkeeper error by Victor. Blackburn, Bristol City, didn't really know which way that was going to go. 3-0 to Blackburn. Derby, Cardiff. I did think Derby would have the edge, and because it's at home, because of the crowd, and because Cardiff's heads dropped, and I think Cardiff's head dropping was just one of those things, and I didn't like Cardiff's formation. Like I said at the watch along yesterday, I'm not so keen on that Cardiff team there. Do they really think they're going to come out and attack a Derby side like that? Borough Preston 1-1. I really thought Borough had started to turn things round because they are a top 6 team. Just not really hitting it, are they? And then Plymouth Sunderland, I really didn't expect Plymouth to get their first win against Sunderland. Sunderland, who were way top of the league, out and gone. And yet, I mean, they still are top of the league, but they've lost one, And the percentage, 49% to Plymouth and 51% to Sunderland. Shots, Sunderland has 17, Plymouth had 13. There wasn't really a great deal in it. You would not believe that Plymouth side was down in the bottom half, bottom third, and not playing very well. Sheffield Wednesday QPR, this was probably the result I would have expected, having looked at the teams. It was very, very reminiscent of the relegation dogfight to it last year, and it really did sort of lend itself to two teams having to get a result. But was one of them going to squeeze it? Well, Wednesday nearly did, but then QPR answered back in the last seconds of the game. Swansea Norwich, I could see. I don't like the way Norwich are playing. Very much get your foot in and try and break the other person's leg. I've seen too many harsh tackles and bad tackles from Norwich. It's as if they're being told to not dirty things up. And Swansea have been free scoring, but they've just took the foot off the gas as far as getting goals. So, Watford Coventry, that was my watch along game, so that was my video game. Watford, I didn't know how to think of Watford, to be honest, because Watford had they must have done really, really well, and then they lost against Sheffield, and then it sort of became a lot of people were saying they're going to lose another one, and would it last that long? I wasn't quite sure. I'm sort of more erring towards Watford, I think, and when I saw the teams, I'm thinking, I do prefer Watford, but you know what the Coventry boss is like. He can be brilliant one day, and then average the next. So which one was going to turn out? And I thought that it did a reasonable job away from home, certainly. So 1-1, probably a good thing there. I think the one of the match of the day probably to me was the Plymouth game. So Plymouth 3, Sunderland 2. But let's go through the teams just in case anybody's watching. If anybody is watching, then please just give us a nice a nice verbal, but at the minute we seem to be I'm on 6,000. Error. YouTube is not enough. To try and change this.